Hi, John Bile here. We're going to take a look at today's physical education for K to 3 and then for grades 4 to 6, looking at some individualized equipment and some activities that students could also do at home, either with, often in case with partners, maybe a brother or sister or a parent. Just as we're getting organized here, if you'd like to follow me on Twitter or Instagram, each Tuesday I do a posting at Canada Go for Sport. So if you wanted to do that, you could do that at this point, or you can also do it later. Wondering why I'm wearing a patch? It's because while I was videotaping a couple of months ago, I collapsed and hit my head. So my cranial nerve is damaged. Why did I collapse? My lungs were full of clots. Why was my lungs full of clots? I had a kidney that was full of cancer. So I had that removed about a month ago. And we'll see where the cancer takes me, but right now I'm choosing life, and certainly this video is about improving the health and well-being and lives of our students. So the key considerations would be not sharing equipment, having equipment that they might have for themselves, washing hands and keeping track of sanitation that way, physical distancing, and masks, a little bit of a debatable one. Some phys ed teachers would have students wear masks, others won't, depending on the school you're in. I think for primary grades K to 3, just a little kit for them would just be like a rubber band ball or a different kind of ball, and a bouncy foam ball I think would be all that they would really need, perhaps adding a skipping rope. I think from home, I'm hoping that they could maybe find some water bottles or pins, maybe some tape to mark some spaces or chalk, maybe a beach ball, a hula hoop or two, and some balloons. So really don't need a lot of equipment for the primary grades. Locomotor activities, you could just set up an obstacle course with chalk or other objects and have them hopping, jumping, running, skipping, galloping, doing different locomotor activities as they move their way through some kind of a course. Target activities are wonderful for these grades. One of them might be a hula hoop horseshoe contest where players roll the hoop down and try to have it go over top of the pylon. So here's an example of that. All right, they're playing.
Oh, good.
There we go. They're playing horseshoes, but with hula hoops. He's pretty close, not a ringer. Closer yet, and not quite a ringer. And no, it's not quite a ringer. One more shot. Obviously the ringer would win it, and the one on top would win it first, and then to see who's closest. And then a similar activity, but doing this as a race. We've started them on the same side. I would start them on the opposite side. And again, depending on the skill and grade level, you could move the pylons closer together or further apart. So in this case, they try to get five ringers each. Or the first person to get 5 ringers.
So it's a hula hoop horseshoe race. And basically, you take your hula hoops, roll them, try to get it over there. Each one that you get over top is a point. There you go, 1 point. 1-1. Away you go.
So to reduce the touching,
We'll see who gets 5
if you
first,
started on opposite sides, that would reduce that touching.
2-1. So we're at 4-3. Oh, almost get it. Oh, almost 4-3. 4-3. Will she win it with this one? Not quite. Still 4-3. Oh, she got to go getters. 4-3. 4-3. Here we go. And he's tied it. 4-4. It's a tie game. We're going for 5. And, oh, almost 5. Oh, almost 5. Oh, not yet.
Taking us a little longer to get to 5. Oh, we got a 5 there. So that's just doing making it a race, but I would start them on opposite sides. There's also net wall activities. In this case, we're using a paddle, so we're not using our hands. Basically a 2 square here, and we've got one spot on the end if you hit that spot, then you automatically score a point or win.
Okay, this game's all underhand, 2 square.
Oops, so you just hit that little spot.
To
So
score a point by landing it into
got
the
a point
team
or
square.
won that
But
one.
if it hits the dot in the back of the square, it's an automatic point.
And if it goes out, then they... Oh, there it's out.
Point for the other guy.
There we go. Here we're just focusing on balancing a ball. So let's just see how this one works here. It gets rolled up and you got to balance it on a different part of your body. So in this case, in between the knees. You could also have it land somewhere else. Maybe catch it with your hands. You can pick different places where they could catch it. This is a stork stand while keeping a balloon up. So we put them inside a hula hoop to prevent them from moving too far around. And just keeping a balloon up. This is outside, so the wind makes it a little bit more complex. But again, a lot of physical education will be outside.
So it's a little stork stand. They can't go outside their hoop. They got to try to keep the balloon up. If they lose the balloon, or if they go outside their hoop, then they're going to be out, and they're still staying alive. They're doing well. Oh!
This is a balloon dribble with hands. So they're just basically trying to hit the balloon with their hands around the orange pylon and back again.
So they just got to hit the ball with their hands. Oh no, it's going a little bit high. Little bit windy.
The wind's getting it.
Oh, we're going the wrong way. Getting the wrong way here. little delay. There he goes.
Oh, I think he's got it. I think
Jay's
got
got
it.
to come back. He's coming back.
Oh, I think she
A
might
little hard to
have
play this
too.
game in the wind. A little easier to come back home. Well done.
There we go. And then you can make it even more difficult by playing it with your feet.
There you go. So this is a balloon dribble boat with their feet. So they got to try to get it across. Oh, trying to keep it down out of the wind. Oh, almost. He's back behind the beginning. Even more behind the beginning. And looks like this is a woman's game in this one. Just bringing it back. This guy just got started. He still hasn't started. And we got to win.
And there's manipulative send and receive. You could use like a noodle or a rubber band ball. I would do this at home instead of at school where you want to keep the equipment separate. If you were to do it at school, maybe using scoops, or lacrosse sticks, or hockey sticks or something to make it work. But in this case, again, this was a pre-COVID activity.
This is noodle toss.
If they both catch it,
tossing the noodle at the same time. If one of them misses, they take a step forward. If they both catch it, they take a step back. They try to get as far back as possible.
And then circus catches. Again, you could do this just by yourself, just tossing the ball up and catching it in as many different ways as you can. Or you can do it with a partner and have them throw it. Partner would work at home. If you're at school, they would be tossing to themselves.
Okay, go ahead. This little like circus catches. So he's catching it with his right hand, catching it with his left hand. It's just how many different ways can you catch it? Oh, cross hand. That was good. And he's catching it on his back. He's got that one. Maybe one more. And everybody else can see how many different ways they can catch it. There, a leg and an arm. Well done.
So just a nice little challenge. So that takes us to K-3. Some of the equipment that we used here, rubber bands, the oversized tennis balls, the beach balls, the Dura hoops if you need them. Again, water bottles, tape, chalk, balloons, things that you could use from home. Let's take a look at the junior grades, grades 4 to 6. These little reaction balls are kind of a lot of fun to work with, as well as these foam tennis balls, and working a bit more with paddles. I think using it from home, water bottles, tape, some tape to mark spaces, some chalk, maybe a hula hoop, soccer ball. If you need an inflator for the soccer ball, balloons, popsicle sticks, a scoop or so, and a pool noodle. So the target games we've already gone through: the hula hoop horseshoes, as well as the hula hoop horseshoe race, which I think would also work for these grades well. In addition, we could have kick bar, which would be using these innovative gopher products where the ball is kicked underneath the basket and gets the chains will hold it in place. If you didn't wish to buy these, you could use natural objects, as we've done in this video.
So a little bit of kick bar. So like disc golf, they're trying to hit that last post there. So they're waiting for their balls to stop rolling. There they go. And now they're trying to hit that last one. And B has
not quite.
Just missed it, I think. And J, it just missed it, I think.
The trouble with pavement is that it rolls too far. So probably better off to do it in the grass. And they both got it
they both
with 3, and they both parred it.
Now they're going to go across to the little post. Again, the idea is you could use any op.
And then we could also, as in this case, we could use the official disc golf sets. So here they're using the disc golf targets. Needs to click on the chains and just drop in.
Here's a nice.
So they're playing with the one
game,
out there.
Target game to play. A little game of disc golf with the portable Nova disc setups.
To be even more COVID safe, you could just say you're hitting any part of this rather than actually going in.
This is also a great COVID-19 experience because everybody just plays their own disc.
And then you could also do using natural objects. So we're taking that far tree.
All right,
that's the
golf,
target.
but we're picking different trees as targets.
So basically, you just need a disc for each player.
So trying to get to the other tree there. So you can pick 9 different trees or picnic tables or whatever. A nice COVID activity.
Oh, just missed it.
As well, because we just use our own discs. And there's no target actually to get out either. So great activity.
And he's got it. So manipulative send is another activity here. So basically in this activity, we just roll the ball into the hula hoop. If you're successful, you just flip the hula hoop and we'll see who goes the furthest. In this particular video, we're playing with partners with 2 or 3 players, but this could be done just individually as well to see who goes the furthest. Oh, just rolled out. So the ball rolls past it. Doesn't count. It's got to stay in the hoop. And it's in. Flip it over. This one would be like an at-home activity with 2 players. So basically backwards bowling. If it goes between the legs, you both take a step forward. If you miss, you take a step backwards. The object is to try to get as far as away from each other as possible.
All right, this is backwards bowling. So if you roll it between your partner's legs, that's good enough. Then you take a step forward. If you miss, missed, they take a step back. And they try again. And they take a step forward. The object is to see how far away you can get from each other. Back a step. Let's see if we can get 2 steps forward. That's good. Let's Let's go one more step if we can get there. And yeah, I think we got it.
I don't have a video of this one, but this is just rolling a roll of tape. Take a roll of masking tape, whatever tape you might have. Roll it as far as you can. And you may have some sidelines, so if it goes outside the sidelines, then it would be marked at that particular point. The net wall activities, again, we did the 2 square with the target. We showed that earlier. This is width and depth. This is using hands, but you could also do it with paddles. And basically, we're adjusting the width and the distance so to make the activity a little bit different and help students understand strategy.
Tossing it over to the net to make a short and wide court.
All right, again, play. Okay, noticing again less movement, but maybe more sort of trying to fake the opponent out. All right, and the last one, what I want you to do this time is I want you to make it long and narrow. Long and narrow.
So how does that change the strategy? And again, this is an activity you probably do at home. And probably need to throw it up instead of down. Manipulative retain. We saw this one a little earlier from K to 3. And then in terms of retaining, a player having 2 balls would run through the obstacle course, dribbling a ball with their feet and also dribbling a ball with their hands. Well done. The stork stand, as we saw also in K to 3. Balloon dribble with hands, I think, could also be repeated from K to 3. The balloon dribble can also be repeated from K to 3. And then the noodle toss that we talked about earlier as well would work. Then I think scoops and lacrosse sticks work well in school because the ball isn't being held or touched by hands rather by the scoop. So you could have little activities such as these.
All right.
Done individually.
Just getting used to some scoops here, hitting it against the wall, trying not to bounce it. So just against the wall, catching it in the air. Nicely done. Nicely done. And now we'll add a bounce to it. So just let it bounce once on the ground. So we got this going really well. Nice little bounce. And just continuing on, but add a bit of a longer scoop. Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead.
Well, basically a
It's
lacrosse
kind of like
stick.
a longer scoop this time, but using lacrosse sticks. And again, lacrosse sticks are like super COVID safe activities too, because nobody's sharing the equipment. Everybody has their own stick, so it just works awesome.
And of course, at the end of the class, we could have the students disinfect their equipment. So this is a throw to a wall time relay done individually, either as a chest pass against the wall to themselves or with a bounce. This is just a bird ball juggle, depending on whether you're doing badminton or tennis, pickleball.
And we're good. So we're just a badminton bird juggle and kind of a racquetball juggle. So just kind of keeping it going forehand as well as we can. And then we'll flip it to forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand, forehand, backhand, trying to keep the bird and the ball going with both of those. If you're on a court, you could also have people walk around the court as they're doing this as well. That's a pretty challenging activity.
Circus catches, which is one that we also showed earlier. At home, you could have somebody pass it to you. In a school setting, have students pass it just to themselves. Lots of fitness activities. If you go to my website, there's over 60 ladder activities. 2 players sharing equipment. basically the PHE Canada document doesn't encourage sharing of equipment. The United States Center for Disease Control has a little bit more flexibility as far as sharing. Now, if we are sharing equipment like net games, maybe with something like badminton, one player plays with the yellow bird, another player goes with the white bird. So you only touch the bird that's yours. If the other player's bird is on your side, you can flip it to them using your racket. The same thing could be done in pickleball or in tennis. For striking games, such as baseball or cricket, cricket could just use your feet, so you're kicking a ball instead of catching it using your hands. Baseball, again, kickball, baseball would work. But otherwise, if you were using a baseball, minimize the contact, so no unnecessary throwing around the bases. Perhaps each time there's a new pitcher, you would use a different ball, and then you would sanitize all the equipment afterwards. There's some numeric activities, such as this one, even and odd wall sit. This was obviously done pre-COVID, but it would work in a COVID environment as well.
Odd evens. People against a wall is the even row. The people facing them are the odd row. The partners throw a number. If the total is an even number, the even person runs, and the odd person takes the place of the even person. If it's odd, the odd person runs and comes back, and they play again.
So you can see how they just switched, because it was an even number. The even person left, and the odd player took the even numbers. This is ready, set, shoot. So basically they're using playing cards. In a COVID experience, I don't know if this game would work as well. This is an amazing game. Actually on Pinterest, I think we're getting close to 1 million views of this one. Stopple 3 up. Basically they need to get 3 up on their color. One would be red, yellow, one would be blue.
So here the contest is, they're trying to get 3 their color. And they're getting close. Oh, almost. Oh, slow. Oh, you got. Yeah,
oh, we got 3 blues. We got 3
winner.
blues. Now you could also use cups. So one player tries to get the bottom down, the other person tries to get the top down. This is a game of shuffle, trying to get number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row. We've done it here with teams, but you could also do it with one player at a time. You could also just use playing cards, using them as
in this little game
number of
here,
activities.
we're going to try to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that order. You can only move it 1 up or down, 1 to the right, or 1 to the left. Cannot move diagonal. We'll see how long it takes them. If we had more people doing it, we could have a little race between the teams. So let's just have a little go at it. 3, 2, 1, go. And there we go.
And I think
Nice.
again, playing cards would work really well for this. Again,
Nice.
you can just go. You can't go diagonal. You can only go to the right or to the left or up or
Okay, it's
down.
4 and 5 left. Awesome. Couple more moves.
And again, we got teams going here, but you could
Move
just
over
do
one
it
more.
individually as well.
And then you're there. 1 more.
And they got them all in order.
Well done.
This is plank still odd. Each player has a dice. They roll their dice, and if it's odd, or I think in this case, in the sample we're doing even, you would grab the beanbag. If you grab the beanbag when it's the opposite number, you would lose a point.
Go ahead. So they roll the dice. And if it's even, you grab it, and Joel gets a point. If it's odd, and Jay grabbed it, it would be a point for B. Oh, 1, 1 each. Let's just see if we get a tiebreaker here. 7. Oh, neither of them grabbed it.
So you,
Oh, we got a winner.
and to make it COVID safe, you could just give a beanbag to each, and hopefully you could identify who got it first. Just for this little game of off balance, holding either end of a pool noodle and seeing if you can pull the other person off. And I think she lost. It's an indigenous game, and they would use sticks. I think a popsicle stick basically held in between the fingers, and you try to pull, not yank, but pull, that you would retain the popsicle stick.
Here we go. So this is an indigenous game. Just a little finger pull. Oh, and B wins this one. Let's try one more time. So just put the popsicle stick between the two fingers. You can't yank, but you can try to pull into and hold on to. Oh, okay. It looks like we need a tiebreaker. Could get competitive. Oh, B wins.
This would be an at-home game, push-up hockey in pairs. Basically, we're in a push-up position,
Just playing
and
hockey
trying
in
to
push-up
slide
position,
a
and I think he just scored
beanbag or a ball
There they go.
in
That's a goal.
between the hands. If it's too easy, move further back. If it's too hard, move a little closer. This is the same activity here, except now they're going
Push-up
feet to
hockey,
feet.
feet to feet.
They're not challenging each other too hard here. If it wasn't getting too easy, they should move
Oh, she
further
got
apart.
okay, good.
Oops, I'm sorry. This is just a little exercise around the 1 minute clock, just as they're seated, and then the next one goes around the 1 minute clock in a standing position. So I think the kits for juniors would be like maybe a reaction ball, a foam ball, a paddle. I think at home, hopefully water balls, tape, some place to mark, maybe a hula hoop, a soccer ball if you need an inflator. You might need that, some balloons, a pool noodle. Pretty simple things that don't cost a lot of money. Again, if you're looking for lots of ideas, my website, Canada Go for Sports, got over 600 games and about 300 video links. Go for Sport, lots of ladders, lots of equipment, and the equipment is unconditionally satisfaction guaranteed. So if it's not quite right, give us a call and we'll make sure it's corrected. I have a Pinterest account, so you can follow that. There's 23 boards, over 600 pins. YouTube, you can also subscribe there. Again, there's over 300 videos, and as I post new ones, you'll be the first to see it. Encourage you to follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Canada Go for Sport. Each Tuesday I post a new activity. And again, if you'd like to have a chat with me about something, you can email me at johnbile50@gmail.com. Thanks again, all the wonderful people that were engaged in all kinds of workshops that I was able to videotape, and thanks to Go for Sport for their innovative product and high quality equipment and great service. If you want to download the slides to review it again, it's at CanadaGoForSport.com. You can go to the workshops and you go to the bottom for the virtual workshops, and you can find it there. So now we've got time for some questions, answers, and discussion.